recently I tried the game Sync. So let's check it out together and see how it is for a 40-year-old guy like me. Sync is a third-person shooter where you can pick like 6 different classes that have different skills and skill sets. So the characters are basically very simple oriented. You have your healer, you have a PvP oriented, melee oriented. The skills seem very cool and very powerful. For example, there is one sniper character that throws a smoke bomb and it damages a lot of the enemies and also takes away their visible field, so they are kind of confused and can't attack you from a distance very quickly. So there is a big variety and you can see what you need for PvE or PvP, and then you proceed into the mission. What makes Sync a little bit different to the other games like that is that you can choose 1 out of 4 kind of like minions that support you in the game, and all of them have different abilities as well, and you can also upgrade them in the game or outside the game with mods. The start of the game is pretty much simple. You pick a mission and then you proceed to the mission. You can play up to 3 people in a group or single player. And what makes it really interesting is that you get into the map, and first of all, you don't have your minion. So you have to defeat a bigger enemy to extract this minion from it. And then you pick which one you really want. You have the typical subclasses of those minions, like a tank that has a shield, a melee-oriented character. Then you have like the mage type of character and the sniper or maybe like a shooter character that can support you. The gameplay loop is very basic. Have 2 objectives, kind of like destroy this enemy group and then proceed to the next bigger enemy, usually a boss at the end of the level. During the mission, you have like 2 different styles of upgrading your character. So you can upgrade your armor and your weapon damage. And the other part is you can upgrade your skills related to your character or to your minion. So that's basically you kill the enemies, gather like a resource to pay then your upgrades. When it comes to the maps, there is a little bit of variety. You have maps outside and you have maps inside of buildings or complexes, so there is a little bit of variation, but basically a lot of times you return to the same mission and to the same map, so that's a little bit boring in my opinion. At least what is positive about it, you usually start on a different starting point, so that's basically a little bit of a plus on that side. The enemy types are plenty. So you have those typical minions that are very weak and run towards you and are dead in one shot. Then you have the like heavier or maybe a little bit bigger enemies that are tougher to kill. Also, their attacks are different. So you have melees with like swords, ranged characters that attack your enemies. They're basically a variety of it. There is also a very annoying type of character I found about it, because it was like a sniper one that is very, very quick. He's running around, jumping back and forth, and then shoots you with his sniper rifle. So that was a little bit annoying to hit those. Another point that I noticed about the enemies is you have sometimes bosses in those missions. So the bosses are basically unique, but sometimes it happens, and that's a little bit sad, that some bosses looked like normal minions and even their attacks were the same, just stronger. That's a little bit lazy design. Let's come now to the progression system. So the progression system is you go into a mission. When you finish your mission, you get rewarded with a lot of different currencies that you can use to upgrade your weapons, to buy stuff in the in-game store, to upgrade your mods. You also get mods, basically mods that are divided into two types. One type is like the basic improvement, like accuracy, or maybe 5% crit rate, or a little bit more damage, reload speed, stuff like that. And then you get into the more specific mods. They improve basically kind of your skills, like your bullets have different afflictions, or maybe they jump between enemies, stuff like that. That is interesting, and you can upgrade those mods. So you upgrade them and you get like a random perk on the mod, like 3% to healing, 20% to damage, and that's very random. That is not a good solution. Your character basically has a level, but nothing changes. And also your weapons kind of have stats, but to be honest, you don't feel any big change. Of course, you feel changes in different types of weaponry. If they do more damage or less damage, if they have more fire rate or not, you really, well, don't feel that as much. This game has also PvP, and you can say that it's a PvP, PvE type of system. So you get into a map and you fight against two other teams, but the mission is to gather as much resources as possible against the other team. You can fight the other team and get them eliminated, because after 3 deaths, you can't join the area anymore. Or you gather just very PvE focused the resources and try to not get engaged into the enemies. I have to say I really liked it. It was very much a big tension. So I was always scared. Can I see someone? Is someone there? Is it PvE enemy? Or is it a PvP? That was a good thing in my opinion. As for the in-game shop, and mostly a lot of things on the visual side, you can get skins for weapon, characters, mods and stuff, or improve your mods. What I noticed is, and that's a good thing, you can't really buy power for PvP. For the PvP section, they use different mods in comparison to the PvE section. But I also noticed there's of course the possibility of grinding a lot of those currencies and get all the characters because of grinding and not buying them. So coming now to my verdict as a 40-year-old gamer, the game is kind of okay. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece. You can't expect a lot from a free-to-play game that is basically managing or financing itself through the in-game shop. It has a lot of similarities to Warframe, and in that regard, I have to say, compared to Warframe, this game is not that good. What is also very, very bad designed for a gamer like me, that old, there are too many systems, like too many mods, too many possibilities, and also too many upgrade possibilities that are not how you expect them to be. So you upgrade something and get like a value or a perk that you don't want, and that's like you messed up the mod, for example. What I also find very strange, you get the same mod with the same value, but it has a higher kind of like a rating. So you progress in your power rating without really improving on your mod. That is a strange design. And there is also something very strange. You have different weapons, of course, but only some weapons can be upgraded. So there is a difference in rarity of weapon. You have your gray weapons that can't be upgraded, and you have then your blue weapons that have skill tree, like a passive skill tree, that gets you a little bit of more damage or a little bit more fire rate, stuff like that. And of course, all of that costs some kind of currency that you grind. All those systems are very overwhelming and you kind of don't really engage into it. You always pick the mod that has the higher value so you can proceed in the missions and maybe find more loot. It doesn't feel like you're improving. And I don't say that I'm a good player. So you can see in the gameplay that I sometimes die and I'm not a good shooter or aimer, kind of, but that's just my skill and my age. But all those systems don't make it very appealing for me to play it more. There's even like a system that is usually in mobile games that makes it also very unappealing to me. There is a game pass. You gather some resources from just completing any mission or some missions, and that is, I don't know, that doesn't feel like rewarding. You really don't feel like you did something good or big or important. You just get spammed with those resources and you can spend them. There is even a kind of loot box system in the game, like a gacha system where you pull like some balls out of a machine and then you get mods and skins, stuff like that. I have to say, I don't know if the game will be improved more and more. I have the feeling that this game will be more like a cash cow where producers of the game kind of want to get your money without even improving on their bugs and stuff like that, because it is sometimes not very good optimized. I had lags and I had my settings on or medium. I have to say, I don't know, it is kind of very sketchy to me. All in all, it is a fun game. Probably with friends, you can have a little bit of fun in it. I saw that there are like times where you don't find any group and you can't really get better on your own. So if you want to play it with friends. That's maybe the best experience you can get. One more positive thing I have to say are those minions. So the system or the idea behind that is really cool. So you can place the minion, they guard an area, attack enemies, then they are attached to your arm and they give you a passive bonus like accuracy. That is a cool system and I would like to have them improve on it or add some more minions that can build like a bigger variety in the game. So in my opinion, try it out. It is a fun game, probably not longer than a couple of hours. But anyways, I hope you like it and I see you in the next one. Peace out.